On today's episode of the Box2Box podcast, the guys take a look at the half season so far. They give their best goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, attacker, as long as they're team of the year and manager of the year. They give their best team and worst team so far, their best and worst transfer, biggest surprise player as well as biggest surprise team, and they also look at their goal of the half season. On to the podcast we go. Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Box2Box podcast. Today is going to be a little bit of a special, where we look at a mid-season review to see how it's going. Today I'm just joined by Rez. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Every bloody episode special, mate. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the
No,
best.
all good.
Good,
Cheers.
good to hear.
You?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Very well. Yeah, still trucking along, still keep going and going and going, as always. So yeah, as I said at the start, a little bit of a special halfway review. We've got some sort of award, not awards. It's sort of best team, best players, best manager. So far that is best team, best sort of everything, best of everything, really, innit? Can't keep going best.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going forever.
it's it's just kind of a midpoint review and where we think who's the best team, players. Yeah,
Yeah.
best everything. We don't have assist on there actually,
No, we don't
or
actually. To
save,
be fair.
or save.
I mean, the save was last night, the other night, David De Gea against Newcastle, and still claiming it already.
That was good. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll crack straight on with it. So we're going to start off with the best player from. We was going to do position, but we're just going to do goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, attack. So we start off with best goalkeeper. Do you want to go first on goalkeeper?
Yeah, can do. Yeah, I found this a little bit difficult because I think that Ramsdale was in the running for me.
Yeah.
Just because his recent form, obviously early form, Arsenal weren't great themselves anyway, but recently he's been very good. But I think for this, up to this point, it's probably got to be Mendy. I think Alisson and Edison have both had in different seasons so far. Alisson in particular, a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So for me, I've got Mendy.
Fair enough. I actually went for Ramsdale as goalkeeper.
I mean, yeah, like I say, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I think Arsenal's form recently has been mainly down to him because no one's been able to score against them. Whereas when they've had Leno in goal in previous years and other goalkeepers like Matty Ryan and stuff like that, it's got to the point where they would just concede so many goals it didn't matter whether they scored or not.
Yeah, no. Like I say, I think it's a difficult one because, as I say, like looking at it as a whole, in my opinion, Mendy edges it. But like I say, Ramsdale was the other major candidate for that position.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, we'll move to defender. I've gone for who I genuinely think's been the best this year across the whole back four. I'd love to see if you think any different. But João Cancelo. I think he's been absolute. He's been class this year. He's reminded me a bit of United fans, but Dennis Irwin. He can play right back or left back. Doesn't matter where he plays, and he still gives you an 8 out of 10 every week.
Yeah, he's been superb. It's a difficult one because I think Trent's been very, very good.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva has been superb.
No, he has.
For Chelsea.
Definitely.
And obviously Van Dijk coming back into the Liverpool team, you can see how good he is, right?
Yeah.
Difference in that Liverpool defence, in that team with him in it is massive as well. So there's a few, but yeah, I think Cancelo, 100%.
Rudiger as well has got a good shout for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's been an animal this year.
Yeah. And he's out of contract in the summer.
There's been talk for United as well. So I think there's nothing more we can really say about João Cancelo. I think I've given him his highest accolade in comparing him to fucking Dennis Irwin. One of the best sort of right left backs you've seen in the Premier League era. So if he's getting called that, and that's how good his season's been to me. So we moved
Yep,
to
agreed.
midfielder. What have you got for your midfielder? For midfielder, we said sort of CDM centre midfielder slash cam.
Yep,
Just because normally you don't really get right midfield, left midfield. It's normally right wing, left wing. So that's classed as an attacker. So we just go for midfield first. What have you got?
yep. I've gone for Rice.
Declan Rice, Rice,
Yeah.
baby. Fair enough. I can
Um,
see why. In all honesty, he was my second
yeah,
choice. In all honesty,
it's. Do you know what? I looked at all of this, and there's a team that have been doing really well recently. They obviously their form has been a little bit shaky, but West Ham have been a real surprise this season. Obviously, they had a good season last season, so let's not get it twisted. But it's still been a surprise, and how I didn't expect it to carry on. And
yeah,
I looked through this list, and I thought it was a little bit unfair on them if they didn't have any representative.
yeah. I can see why
Um,
you'd say that.
and so I think there are other midfielders who have done really well. The likes of Gallagher for Palace is a big one.
Yeah,
I think Odegaard's been excellent for Arsenal.
yeah.
Um, Fernandinho for City. City are just pretty good anyway. Um, so, but yeah, for me, Declan Rice, I think I'll have to give it to.
Fair enough. I've gone a little bit different. I've gone Bernardo Silva.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah, is that why you've
we're
got? Have
we're
you
gonna
got him as
we're
attacker? Is that why?
yeah, we're gonna have issues
Ah,
later
right.
on,
I've got
aren't we?
you.
Here.
Yeah, that's why then. So yeah. So I've gone because of attacking midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder,
Mate,
so I've
he
gone.
played striker the other night.
And everyone plays striker for him. Fucking Fernandinho was playing striker for him the other day. Can't claim that one. But midfielder wise, Bernardo Silva, Jesus Christ, I don't know what the fuck has happened to
Yeah.
him this year. Um, he just seems to be
To be
dancing
fair,
around everybody.
last season, because year before, the season before last, he was superb as well. It's just last season, um, I think Pep was playing around with it a lot. I think obviously, and I can completely see why you've gone for him, but I would question the position.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I had Declan Rice was my second. If you wanted to do that, um,
Mate, listen, it's your team.
I just
Right, if
feel
it's unbalanced as fuck, that's up to you, mate. It's not my team.
That's why I
It's your
play
team.
FIFA, man. I just play four at the back, one holding, and everybody else goes forward.
It's like that scene in Meme Machine, and it's like, goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, strikers. It's like one goalkeeper.
Strikers to me right,
25
defenders
strikers,
to me left.
Listen, it is one of those. He can play there. The fact of the
Yeah,
matter is, he could. He's just that good. He could play anywhere along there. He's just technically, he's just something else. Really
yeah.
impressive player. So
No,
yeah,
he is.
no, I can't argue against that at all. Other than say, it's like question over the position.
Right, sorry there, confusions, guys. For some reason, randomly, our recording decided to stop halfway through Rez talking about Bernardo Silva's excellence.
Fucking Windows 98.
I've got to get that PC changed. Windows 98 is a little bit old school now.
Who said that's not part of the movie? Get Bill Gates in here.
Get Bill Gates in here. Right, so we've covered off midfielder. We go to attacker. I mean, this is the reason why. I know we've heard yours is Bernardo Silva. But mine was Salah. I just don't
No,
think...
mine's not Bernardo Silva.
Is it not? Okay,
No,
fair enough.
Salah. It has to.
It has to. Yeah, he's ridiculous.
there's no other option.
No.
Like, he is just head and shoulders above everyone else in the league.
Yeah.
In every league at the moment.
I saw someone comparing him to Hazard at Chelsea, and I genuinely think
I think that's massively unfair.
I think he's above him. I think he's a lot above him.
The difference between them, I think, this is where it becomes difficult, right? Because from my perspective, peak Hazard, peak Salah, who's better? On their day, I'd say Hazard. I think there's more about him, more about his all-round game, his dribbling, his passing. I think he's just a better footballer. However, Salah's consistency is mental.
Well, that's what makes you a better player.
It absolutely. This is it. This is it. Right. This is why Ronaldo and Messi are considered as some of the best of all time, or the best of all time, because it's consistency.
Yeah,
Like
that's the
year in,
difference between
year out.
a
Yeah.
great player and an absolute greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Exactly
Salah
that.
is a greatest of all time, but he is close to what Ronaldo and Messi have done over a 15-year period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's,
No, massively
I
so.
would probably say he's the closest we've seen to Ronaldo Messi since Ronaldo Messi have been there. This last 3 years at Liverpool. I haven't seen someone that's been that close to them in terms of consistency.
What is it? 3 seasons
The last 3 years,
now.
he has been unbelievable for Liverpool, and I just think that Hazard, when he was at his best, I wouldn't have put him up there with Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Neymar, exactly the same. I'm just thinking of players. Bale wouldn't have put him up there with them, even though he was still very good. Suarez, same, wouldn't have put him up there. He's
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your
unbelievable,
measure,
but
because I think, is he in the same bracket? I think it'd be. I'd find it hard to say that he's in the same bracket. I'd find it hard to say anyone's in the
no,
same bracket as if he
that's
was
what I
actually.
say. The
Um,
closest two.
yeah, but then I think
You've got the
there
bracket
are
of Messi,
others. There's
Ronaldo,
the likes of,
and there's a bracket of 10 others that are underneath him, or 5
but
to 10
then
others.
it depends on how. And this is where it becomes really difficult, right? Or any of these arguments, it always becomes really difficult because we're talking about 3+ years, right? Salah, um, and certainly the last 3 years, he's kind of hit his peak and he's been there consistently. But Lewandowski has been absolutely superb for a long, long, long time. And before that, the likes of Robin had years, and I think there's a lot of players who have had years, 3 years in a row, for example, of being truly something else. So where where's the measure? Where's the bar? Because I think from a technical perspective, in terms of technical ability, is Salah as good as the likes of Ronaldo, Messi? Can he even be mentioned in the same breath? I don't think so, purely because I don't think he affects the game in a way that they did. And he's very reliant on that, what's going on around him. That Liverpool team is perfect for him. It's sort of the old adage: could he do it on a cold night stove, right? Um, but he is the best player in the world right now, no doubt about it. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's particularly close to him either. Haaland, bit young, plus it's German league. It's not that great.
Do you think
But
that's why
yeah,
Lewandowski's always been snubbed for the Ballon d'Or?
I think there's certainly an element of that. I think that, listen, he's not been lucky in the sense that he plays obviously national team Poland. Um, Haaland's going to have a similar thing. Um, Haaland is going to have to go to Real Madrid, Barcelona, um, someone
Man
like that
United.
to get the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. Um, I also think that with with Lewandowski, I think that it is. He's been in the Bundesliga. He hasn't left the Bundesliga. Everyone can see how talented he is, but I think that he's not as aesthetically pleasing either
Yeah.
as some of these other players.
We've
He's
been
not as big a
blessed.
name. He's a big name, right? He's a massive name, but he's not the big name. Does that make sense? Like he a lot of people, if you ask them who would you rather have, Lewandowski, Harry Kane, they probably say Harry Kane, because it's reputation, right? So I think that he suffered from a few different things. Obviously, he's completely robbed, and he should have had the Ballon d'Or this year. The fact of the matter is, Salah came seventh, though, I think, which was an
Yeah.
absolute travesty too. Jorginho came third. Bullshit.
Fucking hell, mate.
um,
He's not even in the top 3 Premier League midfielders.
There's a lot of bullshit with the Ballon d'Or. A lot of bullshit. And I'm not saying this as a Ronaldo fan because the gap's now 2, right? Ronaldo and Messi. I don't care. I really don't care. The fact of the matter is, Lewandowski should have won that, and he didn't. He was robbed, and there's a good chance he doesn't win it again. Obviously, next year, if he does win it, it's going to be difficult because it'll always go down as the kind of the sympathy vote, right?
Yeah, he's not going to be
like,
like, it's not properly done.
Yeah. He won it because everyone felt sorry for him last year, kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
He should have won it this year because he deserved to. Next year, if Salah keeps up this form, then no one else should be even close to him.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. Right, let's move on to Team of the Year then, pal. I mean, I think we've got 4 players that are definitely going to be in it, but goalkeeper, I'm guessing you went Mendy, seeing as he was your goalkeeper of the year.
Yeah. I guess
Ramsdale for me, so it's pretty obvious. So we'll go for we went for 4-3-3, both of us. Back 4. Do you want me to go or do you want to
go? Should I do defence? You do midfield.
Yeah, go on. You do defence first. Yeah, go on.
So I've gone Cancelo, Van Dijk, Rudiger, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Exactly the same, mate.
No, fair enough.
Exactly the same. Trent, VVD, Rudiger, Cancelo. It is right to left. I don't think you can really argue with that. If someone puts that back 4 on paper and says that's been the best back 4 this year, I don't think you can really argue. Maybe possibility for Reece James as a good shout because he was he's been very good this year from right back.
Yeah, and he was Chelsea's top goal scorer, wasn't he, at one point? He's not anymore. I think it's Jorginho. Is he still? Is he not Jorginho? In
fact, they signed Lukaku for 90 million in their best goal scorer as a defender, but we'll carry on.
I thought it was Jorginho.
Yeah, it might be Jorginho.
They've had a lot of pens this year, Chelsea, a lot of penalties. If any of their fans want to start, have a look.
I don't think he's actually scored from open play, is he, Jorginho? He's only penalties.
He's got a lot of pens, and they've got 9 pens. I'm pretty sure he's their top goal scorer, mate. Have a look. Pretty sure he is. You're right, though. I think that it could have been Reece James, but Trent is something else. I feel sorry for him in a lot of ways because I think that his defending is poo-pooed, and I don't think it's that bad, considering the modern-day right-back and their defensive duties. I think he's pretty decent, but going forward, his delivery is just something else. So, yeah, I don't think you can argue with that back 4 at all. I don't think there's anyone really that deserves to be in there. For me, it wasn't even literally. I wrote that 5 with Mendy within seconds. I didn't even have to think about it.
Right, so I've got the midfield then. So I've gone Declan Rice as the holding, Bernardo Silva, and Conor Gallagher.
Okay,
that's my midfield 3.
Cool.
Go ahead. What's your midfield 3?
So I got Rice and Gallagher, and I've gone for surprise, Odegaard.
I thought you would say Pogba.
Yeah.
Odegaard. No,
Fred,
to be fair,
I was tempted by Fred.
Oh, fucking that's about a cunt. So Odegaard. Yeah, Odegaard has had a very good season. I think to be fair, if he was to make me put Bernardo Silva as striker, and then play my striker on the wing, which possibly could do, then I'd probably put Odegaard in there. He's had a great year for Arsenal, and he's been a key for them, very key for them. I thought I'd give Gallagher a massive mention as well, though, because he has been class at Palace this year. Chelsea have got some player on their hands there.
It'd be interesting to see how they handle that.
Yeah, it will be very interesting because he's quite similar to Mason Mount and Havertz and a couple other players they've got. So I don't know whether he stays at Chelsea.
I mean, they'll want to keep him, and I think obviously he'll probably want to stay. But this has been a real, obviously, breakthrough season for him. He's been superb for Palace.
Yeah,
Palace
he
have been
has.
really good anyway, just generally.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, he's been a standout performer for them week in, week out. He seems pretty consistent.
yeah.
And it's been a real breakthrough season for him. So yeah, next year, next season will be really interesting to see whether he goes out on loan again or Chelsea would call him, because like I say, I can't see quite where he fits into that Chelsea team right now.
Nor do I. I can't quite see who he takes the position of.
No.
Even though he's been very good for Palace, but being good for Palace is different to being good for Chelsea when it's expected of you.
Yeah,
Same for any player
absolutely.
that signs for any club. When it's expected of you, it's different to when you can just turn up whenever you want. It's a lot different, lot more pressures going on, yeah. So it'd be
Yeah,
interesting to see. Uh,
will be.
the last one's talk about Rice. He's been unbelievable this year. I know obviously you already touched on it when you put him as Player of the Year or Midfielder of the Year, should I say? Sorry, but he's been ridiculously good for West Ham.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
obviously they have had a few players that have been good, but he's been.
Yeah, West Ham have had again. When I was trying to put this team together, there were a couple of West Ham players that I did and ah, particularly my front line.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because Bowen has been very, very good. Antonio's been
I've
superb.
got Antonio
Um,
names scrubbed off here. I did write him
have you?
originally, and then I
Yeah,
was like, oh, but I can't
yeah.
leave that person out.
He's had a real good season, and say Jared Bowen's had a really, really good season as well. Their midfield as well. Suchek, fucking superb.
Yeah, he's been very
Um,
good.
so yeah, Rice. Yeah, Rice is something
if
else.
if you genuinely
Absolutely
look at
superb.
the player ratings on sort of Sky Sports or BBC, where every West Ham game without fail, Rice is either the best or second best player on the pitch. Every single game.
Yeah,
Like I said, I've said to you a number of times when we have not been doing the podcast, and your brother, I'd love to have him at United. I'd love it.
yeah,
I'll just give him if they want
yeah.
100 million for him, just give him it.
He's just an all-round midfielder. His passing range is good. His tackling's good. His positional awareness is good. He's intelligent. He's got everything that you'd want in a midfielder. West Ham have got a real gem on their hands, and it'll be really interesting to see what happens this summer, because I said it in the previous pod. I think him and Bellingham are going to be two players that a lot of teams
Are gonna
are
want.
after, because I think that there's a lot of gaps in a lot of teams' midfields at the
Yeah,
moment,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the overall quality of midfielder isn't. Again, it's not what it was back in my day, but it's not. Um, and because of that, there's going to be a massive premium to pay, and let's say Rice is going to be on high up a lot of people's shopping list.
Well,
Jude
you'd
Bellingham,
think for Rice,
Haaland,
United would
Mbappe.
be after him, Chelsea would be after him because Kante's coming to an end. As much
Yeah,
as you want to sugarcoat it, and Kante is one of the best, probably is the best holding midfield player in the world when he's fit. But he keeps picking up injury after injury after injury now, where he never used to. Um,
yeah.
you can have them two clubs minimum after him. Maybe I wouldn't have thought of any of the big boys. I wouldn't have thought Liverpool would go for him, and I wouldn't have thought City would go for him either. The City have got Rodri, Liverpool have got Fabinho, so I wouldn't have thought he'd go to
The
either
thing
of
is, though,
those.
he's an upgrade on both of those, though. I think.
So, and then you
Um,
got Real Madrid would go for him, I think, because Casemiro's coming to the end, Modric is coming to the end, Tony Cruz are all coming to the end. So I could see Real Madrid looking at him and going, yeah, we could snap him up. Um, Maybe would you see someone like Juventus? I don't know whether they'd pay the money for him. That's the thing.
yeah, they wouldn't do. He'll stay Premier League for
Yeah,
certain.
I don't think he'll go abroad, but I don't know whether a big offer from Real Madrid might try to twist his arm and think, if fuck me, Jesus Christ, if Real Madrid are coming in for me and offering him stupid money, I think he might maybe.
I think though that Real, because there's obviously talks now of Mbappe staying potentially.
Yeah,
Um, so I think Real are going to go for Haaland, and I don't know if they have the money
to do both of them in one
um,
year.
to do both. Yeah,
Yeah, I see what
I'm
you
not
mean.
sure. I don't know for certain.
Yeah,
I didn't think City had any money, and they go sign Ferran Torres for like 50 million. Barcelona, sorry.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
don't know
think
where
Barca had any money at all.
they've also signed. I think they signed Aspilicueta today as well.
I did they?
Yeah, because he's out of contract at the end of the year, so I believe he's signing for them at the end of the year. I did see it was like transfer news, but it was two or three places that are normally nailed on, and they don't normally
Apparently,
mention it till it's
Ronaldo
nailed
wants to
on.
go to Barca as well.
So, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he would go there for Real Madrid's sake. I don't think he'd go.
Don't know if his ties to Real are as strong as his ties to United, is what I would say.
I don't know whether they could afford him. They couldn't afford Messi, and Messi decided to take a half pay cut.
Yeah, there's obviously something going on there because they've just signed Torres. So, and obviously, I know salary wise, he's not going to be really expensive. I guess they've just got Aguero off their books, haven't they?
Yeah.
So maybe that's where that money has come from. And Aspilicueta's not going to be expensive either. I wouldn't have thought.
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
Maybe 150 for the two of them.
Yeah.
Salary wise, 150 a week. So yeah, I guess.
And that's probably,
you're probably
and
right.
Aguero was probably on what 250, maybe 3.
So yeah.
All right, let's move on. Then we're never going to get through this. So strike 3. What have you got? I'll let you go first.
So my front three, I've got Salah, Silva, Jota.
Nice. I've got Salah, Jota, Smith Rowe.
What?
I think Smith Rowe's been really good this year.
Oh no, he's been excellent. But this is no. To be fair, I can't. Yeah, it's fine.
I genuinely think I think he's been Arsenal's, apart from Ramsdale, so he's been their second best.
Quite possibly. I think he's been consistent.
He's just been consistent for him. I mean, considering he's only, what, 19, I think, isn't he? 18, 19?
Yeah, he's a real talent. Massive talent.
But yeah, I did have Antonio over Jota, and then I just looked at Jota's goal return. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, I didn't even know he'd scored any. I thought he'd scored 1 or 2.
It's not easy for a player to slot into that 3.
No, it's not, is it really?
The task, the job that Firmino does, it can't really be replicated. So Jota's had to come in and play a slightly different game, and not Firmino. He's less of a facilitator for the other two, and he's become more of a player. And it's that front 3 is actually quite impressive. With him in it, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, his goal return has been superb. I mean, let's not get it twisted. They did spend a lot of money on him. I think it was like 50 million. So it's not like he was cheap. But he's been excellent. So yeah. But no, I can go with Smith Rowe. It's just, for me, Bernardo Silva is essentially a right winger, an inside forward. Which is why I've got him up there and not in midfield.
Fair enough.
Right, nah, it's good teams.
Good teams. Manager of the year. So, yeah. I do as well, to be fair. Manager of the year. In my eyes, there's only one, but unless you think of there's anyone else.
Go on then.
Mr. Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, agreed. I think Sky Sports actually had David Moyes on. I've seen David Moyes mentioned a few times. I think it's fair.
I can give him as in a fair, well done, David Moyes, for what he's done. But considering they haven't got a striker at all, apart from Gabriel Jesus, but he's not really a goal scoring striker. And he's got them just playing different formations, different systems, different tactics, and it just works. You very rarely see him tactically outdone by the opposition.
Oh, listen, City are something else. They're 6 points clear. I did read somewhere, I don't know if it's rubbish, but I did read somewhere that some bookies already paying out.
Wouldn't surprise me, mate. There'll be 9 points clear after tonight, and then 12. Yeah. There'll be. I believe someone said to me before Chelsea play on Sunday, there'll be 12 points. Sorry, Liverpool play on Sunday. There'll be 12 points clear of them if they win both their games. City. That's nuts in January to be 12 points clear of someone with no recognised striker. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yes, because they play
tonight and
New Year's
then
Day
Saturday.
at 12:30,
Yeah,
whereas Liverpool play on the Sunday. Chelsea and Liverpool play each other as well, which I can see that being a draw. So, yeah, listen, they are superb, City. And the way that he's got that team playing football, the way that every player knows their role, he could just literally take one out, put one in, and it's like it's the same. The outcome's the same, and that deserves a lot of credit.
yeah, definitely. Oh, right. So we're moving from Team of the Year, Manager of the Year. Did you remember? Did I tell you to do the Player and Young Player of the Year, or so
Yeah,
far? Yeah. So
yeah,
who have you got as your player?
Salah.
I went Bernardo Silva.
Okay.
I could have put Salah as well, but I just think Bernardo Silva this year for City has been different. The two players,
Yeah,
the two players that are above anyone for me for City wise are Bernardo Silva, João Cancelo.
yeah. No, I completely agree, and I can't argue against your choice
Mhm.
at all.
Same with
Just yeah,
yourself.
for
I can't.
me,
I can see why you'd have
yeah,
Salah, and I'd probably think
yeah,
you can see why I'd have Bernardo Silva.
yeah, absolutely.
Young player.
Gallagher.
Yeah, I can't see anyone else. In all honesty, he's ridiculous this year. Yeah, I don't think we can. We've already painted these players in the Team of the Year anyway. We've said everything we
Yeah,
can
do
say
you
about
know
them.
what the young player thing though? I was looking at because Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher did this Monday night, I think it was,
Yeah,
and I think they both had Phil Foden in the team, which to me suggests that they would have to have Phil Foden as young player. Has he been that good?
yeah. I don't think he has. I mean, in the bigger games, I suppose he's been like against Liverpool. He was very good. Against PSG, he was very good, and a couple other games against the big teams, he's been very good. But has he been? It's only a couple of games. He's been unbelievable for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I
I
don't
thought
think so.
you look at it more as in a whole, not just 3 or 4 games that you've been good.
Yeah, and
Because
I
if you
think it's
say
what you
that,
bring to that team. I think at City it's very difficult to shine, right? Like I said, it's I don't think I can make a statement saying that it doesn't matter who you take out and who you put in. The team, the outcome's the same, the output's the same. Without then being able to say that it's difficult, like I say, to shine bright in that City team.
yeah,
Um, and for Foden to be being picked out like that, I haven't seen it.
no, I haven't either. But then is it just
But
because
anyways,
typical? He's an English player? Let's pick him.
oh, I think there's
Because
a
I
certain
haven't
element of that.
seen Gary Neville's or Thingy's team, but I could imagine it's the English youngsters tend to be painted a lot better than any other youngster or any other player. Same with the English players; they tend to be put above
Yeah,
people.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But yeah, for both of us and Gallagher, so
Yeah,
yeah, at least
right.
we're
Sound.
on the same page.
So we went for best team so
Yep.
far this year. I don't think you can really look past Man City.
No,
I can't look past anyone.
there's arguments. I think you look at who've done well. West Ham have done
Yeah,
well. Palace have done a lot better than a lot of people thought they would do.
yeah. We thought Patrick
Um,
Vieira was going to be sacked.
yeah, Wolves were another one. Wolves have done really well this season.
They've
Considering
started to
last
pick it
season,
up. They've started to pick it
yeah,
up
they
again.
have.
Yeah,
So Wolves are looking like a decent outfit as well. So there's a few teams in there who I would, I'd say, are contenders,
yeah,
but there's one champ, and that's City
yeah. No,
by a
they're
decent
ridiculous.
stretch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous. Worst team.
yeah, it's Norwich.
I went arse.
Did you?
No, I'm joking, Norwich. Um, we've been
The
fucking
thing
dog
is,
shit, but Norwich, yeah.
if you had honestly said that, I wouldn't have really said much because when you look at it, Norwich, their team is shit,
If you ever watch them play,
and
you know why they're bottom of the league. Let's put it that
yeah,
way.
they can't defend for a start. But us, United, I would completely understand if someone said we were the worst team in the league,
But the only
just
reason
because
we
you
are where
look
we
at those
are,
players.
it, 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 it's the same thing though. the only reason we continue to be up there is because of a moment of brilliance from one of the players. Whereas we'd be
Yeah,
so low down in the league if it wasn't for that.
no, absolutely, absolutely. I haven't seen anything yet from Ralph Rangnick that suggests that he's got what it takes to turn this around. That being said, it's early days. Obviously, there's mitigating circumstances, COVID, big breaks in games. The fact that he came in at a period when it should have been game, and everyone was worried. It's like, oh shit, he's got no time to train with these players. And instead of that, it's like we've got massive gaps of game between games because of COVID, but you still got no time to train with these players.
Yeah,
It's going to take time. It's
it's
a
annoying.
massive.
I think what
It's a
was
complete
annoying for
culture
me
shift.
when he played the first game. Who was it we played? Palace.
Alice,
I thought we looked very good at that game. Very good.
first half we did, yeah,
First half we looked unbelievable. And we tired towards the end of the second half, but I thought we looked very good against Palace. And then the next game it was like the polar opposite of what we had the first game. I'm like, what the
yeah.
fuck
Well, because we
happened?
played, it was Young Boys, wasn't it? Then Norwich,
Hmm.
and obviously we drew with Young Boys. But then it was obviously a changed team. So I'm not going to talk about the Young Boys performance, but the Norwich performance was terrible.
That's why it's like that's what it's like chalk and cheese, really.
Yeah, no, mate, absolutely. It's like I say, I think that Norwich and Newcastle are terrible, but United aren't far behind. But when you look at how much money's been spent and the performances of that team, it's diabolical
Yeah,
at the moment.
getting bailed out by
But yeah,
Ronaldo all the time.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, it's
we'll
Norwich.
move on then. We'll move we'll move on to what's the best transfer this year or the summer.
I've gone for one out of left field, so I'll let you go first.
I genuinely went for Ramsdale for Arsenal.
Okay.
The reason why, when I first saw that happen, I laughed and I went, "What the fuck are Arsenal doing here?" Typical Arsenal. Let's all laugh at Arsenal. And now I'm sitting here halfway through the season, going, "Where the fuck did that come from?"
Oh yeah, mate, it was absolute jokes, right? 30 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I just look at when they
Yeah.
got rid of Martinez, it was a joke because Martinez is genuinely better than Leno and Matt Ryan, and they got rid of Martinez to bring Matt Ryan in. And I
Yeah.
was laughing my head off, and then they brought Ramsdale in, and I was like, can't believe they're bringing someone who's been relegated twice. He's a rubbish goalkeeper, and he actually is really, really unbelievable. And he's fit into their dressing room perfectly as well. So that's why I went for him as best transfer.
Okay.
What have you got?
So I've gone for Dennis.
Oh, for Watford.
Yeah.
I can see why you haven't, honestly. He's got a good goal return, good assist return, and
Yes.
he has
He,
been very good for them. And we spoke about him a
yeah,
few
yeah,
times in the pod.
we have, yeah, and I think 5 million or something. It was not a bit large sum of money. I've been impressed with him. Norwich, what Norwich? Watford have a good team. They've got some really good players. Obviously, Sar's there as well. So yeah, Dennis for me,
I had
best transfer so far.
I had an honorary mention as well for Damari Gray,
Yeah, so
just for
well,
the
we'll
one
get.
point whatever it was million.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away because obviously I
All
want
right,
to keep
we'll
people
carry on
engaged.
going then.
But
Right,
yeah,
no worries. So we'll go from that to worst transfer of the summer. Um,
yeah,
mine was just because of the money spent. I
Jadon
thought
Sancho.
what you said last night
Yeah,
when we were discussing for the pod, and I was thinking I was like 70 odd million, and he's not lit up anything yet.
no, no.
Um,
Um, it's difficult, and I do have empathy for him. He's a young player. It's a big price tag, and historically, particularly coming from Dortmund, it's almost like players either are absolutely incredible when they leave Dortmund or they flop when they leave Dortmund. And it'd be interesting to see the stats on it because certainly from a Man United perspective, we haven't done well out of Dortmund transfers. And it was something that I raised some concerns about earlier because we bought Kagawa,
yeah,
we bought Mkhitaryan, and now we bought Sancho. And all three of those came with massive reputations. Dortmund. Did amazingly well at Dortmund, and obviously in case of Kagawa and Mkhitaryan, they didn't last very long. Sancho's different. I feel for him because I think that he came in as a right winger. Solskjaer had him out on the left because Rashford was injured and he wanted Greenwood on the right. He's now playing this 4-2-2-2-2 is a really odd system for United to be playing with the players that they have, because it means that you've got Fernandes and Sancho who are playing as the second two, the middle two.
Yeah.
So they're having to drift out and come in and drift out and come in, which means they're both having to do defensive work, which then neither of them really do. Obviously, with Dalot and Telles, which seems to be the preferred choices at wingbacks, defensively you have to be better when you're on the wings, when you're on attacking wings, because you have to be able to cover for them. I think the formation and the personnel just don't work. Again, I think that Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher mentioned it the other night. I haven't listened to it all, but I read brief bits, and I think they raised the concerns with this formation, and I can absolutely see why. So I do feel for Jadon Sancho, but you cannot get away from the fact that that transfer fee is huge. He came with a massive reputation. He has done nothing. He scored 1 goal, no assists.
There was a couple of games though that he has played quite well, even though I am digging him out. I don't want
to be fair, I thought that when him and Cavani came on against Newcastle, we looked better. We looked infinitely better.
Like he actually took people on against Newcastle. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, he did. And Cavani's movement helps as well because he kind of draws people out, right? And so they're constantly worried about what he's doing. So it kind of frees up the space for the likes of Sancho to shine a bit more.
Yeah.
I do have empathy for Sancho, and I do believe that he will come good. However, for right now, he's got to be the worst.
No, yeah, no, definitely. I do believe that give him a year, and I think he'll be I think he'll be a lot better for United, in a year's time. I know obviously we spent 70 odd million on him, but I mean, in a year's time, I think he'll start to repay that properly. But yeah, so yeah, we'll move on for that. So, biggest surprise player, is it? Have we already given it away for you?
Yeah, you have. Yeah, ruined it.
Ruined it. You're ruining it. Damari Gray for you?
Yeah.
See, mine's the same as my best transfer.
Right.
Because I'm genuinely still surprised at how the fuck Ramsdale's doing it.
Yeah. I get that. I think that I didn't. Yeah, I kind of separated the two.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. It's a massive surprise how well Ramsdale has done. Because that Arsenal defence is pony.
I know.
So yeah, but for me, Gray, no one expected him to do anything.
Yeah.
1.5 million. Obviously, he's been in the Prem before, did nothing. Very inconsistent, wildly inconsistent, and he's kind of come in and he has been really good.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right, that pretty much wraps up all the team stuff. I think the last thing that we need to cover is goal of the half season.
Surprise team.
Oh, surprise team. Yeah, surprise team. I've gone for one team that I think surprised me the most.
Palace,
yeah.
Yeah. No, mate, look at this. I feel the same way. No, it is absolutely. Considering we both had Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes the first manager sacked.
Sometimes you do just have to sort of hold your hands up and say, "Fair enough, you were wrong." I mean, I'm just looking back at my predicted Prem table now. I know a lot of it's ridiculously off, but I had Palace in 19th.
What did I have?
I genuinely don't know, Geese, in honesty with you. I can't remember
Oh, okay,
where
fair
that
enough.
is. I've only got. It's only because I've got a little bit of. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. I've got a little bit of paper where I've got
Oh,
all my stuff for the podcast on there, and
I'll have to go back and
yeah,
listen to the first pod.
yeah. So I went for yeah, I went for. I said Palace were going to become 19th. What I said. So yeah, considering as I said, I picked them to be relegated. They're definitely proving me wrong at the moment. Unless a month without Zaha's gonna absolutely destroy it. I think they could be safe in a bet there.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much else you can really say, really, is there?
no, no. They've
Palace.
been massive surprise, done really well. Fair play.
Yeah, fair play. Right, so that does that one then. So I think the last thing to do is just goal of the season, pal,
Yeah.
or goal of the
So
half season, should I say?
yeah, do you want to go?
My genuine one. Yeah, where did you? Hang on a minute. I've got it here for you if you want it. Where did you put Palace? 20th, 19th, 18th, 17th. You put them 16th. They're going to finish.
Okay.
I'm just going through the WhatsApp group we've got, and you'd put it in the. I thought you'd put it in the WhatsApp group. But yeah, no, yeah. So anyway, away from that, yeah. So my goal of the half season, Ronaldo at Spurs,
Okay.
where I think it was Bruno Fernandes chipped the ball through, Ronaldo over his shoulder, into the bottom right hand corner past Lloris. For Lloris to turn around and say at half time I had to go into the changing room and see how the fuck he scored that goal. Because he couldn't quite understand how he got it in from where he was. Yeah, I just thought it was unbelievable, and probably being a bit biased being United and Ronaldo.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
What about yourself?
Bernardo Silva
What one?
versus Villa.
What one was that again?
It's a counter attack and the left-footed volley first time.
Ah, yes. Now I remember. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
it had definite Van Persie vibes.
Van
The
P
volley.
ain't easy being Van Persie.
um, the counter attack just so fluid. Defense to attack in a flash, and the ball in and the finish. Something else. If you haven't watched it, watch it now while we're on here. Give me your thoughts. Just put
Do a
Silva
live
versus Villa.
reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 4 weeks ago.
Right, I need to make sure this is on silent. I feel like it's gonna do that. Was it the first guy? I can't remember.
No, so City's second goal. So 32. If you're watching the Sky Sports highlights,
Oh, yeah, shit.
32 seconds, 30 seconds in.
30 seconds in.
Yeah.
What was Sterling with the ball on the left hand side?
Nice. It's on the right hand side.
No, the first goal for is Rodri. Sorry, Ruben
Yeah.
Diaz. That's the
Yeah,
first
it's
goal.
their second goal. Yeah, their second goal.
Oh, right, hang on. Yeah, I got it. Hang on.
30 seconds.
No, it's a minute and. What is it? A minute and 13. I've got it.
What highlights are you watching?
Sky Sports.
Oh, I'm
Premier League
watching Man
highlights.
City's own. Oh, it's Man City's
Okay.
own highlights. That's why.
I'm on Sky Sports.
Secret fan.
João Cancelo. João Cancelo starts the ball off, like headering the ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
got
Yeah.
Nice. Jesus Christ.
Where you
Fuck
at
me.
the moment?
He literally, Thingy's got the ball on the right, just across the ball. Oh, jeez, what goal. Fuck me, the holes in the Villa defence, though. Jesus Christ, mate.
Oh, yeah. But
Wow.
it's counter attack.
To be fair, he does really well to keep himself on side
Yeah.
as well. That's a great goal. Wow, good goal.
Just that finish is just something else, mate. That is just, unreal. So that's mine.
Getting
That's mine.
Ronaldo versus Spurs. Jeez. This is the one for me, though. Oh, don't worry about it. I got to watch a stupid advert. Yeah, no, I think that that covers the half season review, doesn't it? I think we've covered
That's it.
absolutely everything we can.
Yeah, that
Uh,
is it.
yeah. So thank you guys for listening. Everyone that has been listening to us, we've got some good changes coming for 2022. We're going to hopefully be recording 2 podcasts a week. One will be released on a Tuesday, one will be released on a Friday. Um, and also hopefully have a lot more guests and a lot more action involved.
It'd be
So
good.
yeah, be some exciting stuff happening in 2022. If you want to
Absolutely.
subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do. We're also now on Spotify as well. We've got all our episodes that we've released on Spotify, so if you want to go back and listen to anything we've had of the season so far, please do. We'll have them linked to the YouTube video on there, and we'll also have them on our socials. I'm sure we'll have them in the video or on our Spotify so that you can follow them when you want to. If you want to be on the podcast for 2022, just message us on any of our socials, and we'll get a date set in stone to get you on. Any team is welcome. We're happy to have you all in. And yeah, just reach out to us, and we're happy to have you. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll speak to you next time.
Yeah. Have a happy new year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Bye bye.
Take care.